Hi guys, yes, I am your dorky friend Lisa and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, today I plan on going into the very popular Netflix series 13 Reasons Why. I'm going to discuss season 1, not season 2, because season 1 is the book. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched season 1 and you haven't read the book, there will be spoilers. 2, my other little PSA here is if you are triggered by sensitive topics such as sexual assault, suicide, just general stupid teenage bullying, then this isn't the video for you. Go change. I'm being attacked by candles. Anyway, so with that being said, I really hate that word triggered. I feel like it's so like overused that it has no validity anymore. And honestly, if something is triggering, I feel like you're making it Voldemort. You know, you're giving it all the power and you should talk about it. So hopefully you will. So if you have any of these issues going on in your life, please talk to someone. Okay, so again, we are going into the very popular 13 Reasons Why. Alright, so I'm going to discuss basically her reasons and the differences between the book and the TV show. And also discuss why I did not particularly care for this book and TV series. Not that it is badly written, because it's not. The author isn't actually a first-time writer, and I think that is great that he had such a creative, fun idea, because it is very novel. I've never heard of anybody coming up with this idea before, and he apparently came up with the idea taking a museum audio tour, basically listening to the disembodied voice of a person, describing the art and the people that the art pertained to, and came up with the idea. So again, I appreciate that, and I always appreciate any good ideas, because you never know where the good ideas come from, honestly. Anyway, so we're gonna go into her reasons and the bull crap. Anyway, so her first reason was Justin. That of course pertains to both book and TV show. Justin is her first kiss. In the TV show, he took an upshot photo with his phone, where she was sliding down the slide. So thus, it looks like something is honestly going on that isn't. And in the book, that's not what happened. Basically, it was just general bullshit rumors that got started because of said kiss, that nobody could pinpoint down as to what was honestly real or what, because it was, oh, he fondled her, there was oral, no real one rumor. It was just a bunch of bullshit, basically making her sound like a slut. So again, this is bullshit. Reason 1. Number 2, it's Jessica on the TV show. It's Alex in the book. So 2 and 3 are interchangeable, personally. Basically, Alex and Jessica, even though they kind of make them out to be besties on the TV show, she basically claims they're just confidants, not real friends, since they're all the new kids. And basically, because of this, though, Alex, to get back at Jessica for not putting out, basically starts a lame list, putting Hannah as the hottest ass on the TV show. On the book, he does the same thing, but also disses Jessica, saying she's the least hottest. So there you go, tit for tat. And of course, boiling point crap happens. Somebody gets smacked, and people aren't talking to each other anymore, which is again bullshit reason. Never kill yourself, people. And then the next one is our lovely peeping Tom, Tyler. He basically is spying on Hannah and following her, making her feel creeped. She doesn't know who it is, of course, on the TV show or the book. Finally figures out who it is, though. In the TV show, there is the gay kiss between her and Courtney, which is the next reason on the list. On the book, that's not what happened. Basically, they do try to set him up to catch him in the act, but basically it's just Courtney looking in her dresser drawer and acting like there's something kinky in there when there was nothing. And then, of course, you know, catching him, and he runs off. No scandalous photos released. And then in the next reason, again, like I said, it was Courtney. Courtney, however, was portrayed as a in-the-closet lesbian with 2 gay dads on the TV show. In the book, she basically is just Little Miss Perfect who wants everybody to like her. So she basically spreads a rumor about Hannah, saying that there was scandalous stuff in her drawer, blah, 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 blah. Of course, making it worse than the original rumor, and getting Bryce, of course, interested in poor Hannah. Then the next one is Marcus, who, the fake date, basically. On the TV show, again, it was more extreme. She waited around for an hour for Marcus. On the TV show, in the book, it was only 30 minutes. In the book, he basically did have a logical excuse. He said he wasn't sure if she was actually joking or not, had planned on going home, got halfway there, realized she might not be joking, so he was just coming to make sure anyway. 30 minutes. That's honestly, I pet peeve people being late, but that's more reasonable. Then, of course, he decided to get fresh with her, which happened in both TV show and book. He did not have friends, like, follow him in, you know, waiting there, like, on the TV show. It was just him, even though it was a very popular spot in the book, and there was still, like, obviously people there that knew both of them, but they weren't, like, friends of his. He, again, like I said, just trying to get fresh, like, feels up her thigh or whatever. She pushes him out of booth. He gives her kind of like a dirty look, smart aleck, like, comment, and leaves. It was not nearly as, like, sensationalized as the TV show. And then next is Zach. Zach tried to comfort her, obviously, just like in the TV show, to kind of like her rebuff. But he, again, does steal her notes out of the compliment bags or whatever. And, again, which is a lame reason to kill yourself. Does not belong on a stupid list. And then, of course, the next one, which is Ryan, who steals the poem from her book. In the TV show, it's a very kind of scandalous poem where she talks about her undies and, you know, kind of gets a little sexual and personal sounding, whereas that's not the case at all in the book. But again, he did take the poem and she put it on the list, which is, again, a stupid reason to kill yourself. Then is Clay in the book, who, if you watch the TV show, is number 11 on the TV show. He's number 9 in the book. He is Mr. Perfect, and she says he honestly doesn't belong on the list. She just feels bad, basically, on both accounts, that they didn't get together, and that she kind of pushed him away the one time that they were trying to get together. So, you know, again, did not belong on there, and it's not a reason why to kill yourself. And I'm going to go into some other, like, things that happened in the book but not on the TV show, some differences. So I'll go into that shortly. And like I said, this is almost 10 minutes in. So again, Go get yourself a, a snack. Alright, so then after Clay, of course, is Justin, again, for the second time. Basically because he allows Bryce to rape Jessica. On the TV show, it's not like they show nudity or penetration or anything to that extreme. It was not super violent because she was mostly passed out, but in the book, it's completely, like, it happens, but it's glossed over. There's, like, no real details. And he also, like, Bryce is made out to be, like, the super rich guy on the TV show. And that's kind of one of the reasons why Jessica kind of claims that Justin let him get away with it or whatever, because, you know, he was always taking care of him, buying things for him and stuff. But on the, in the book, he talks about he has to go to work. You know, he'll only be a few minutes. So I take it he's not like the rich kid in the book. Like, there's not much, like, details given about his personal life. There's not a lot of personal details given about a lot of the characters in the book. And then the next one would be, it's Sherry on the TV show. Sherry does not exist in the book. It's a girl named Jenny Kurtz, who honestly does not have really that much of a role. Like, she doesn't pop up at all, like, honestly, in the books. The street sign, she knocks it down, which, again, obviously is not a reason why to kill yourself. And the accident, of course, happens. Old man runs the stop sign because it's not there. That's killing a high school student. The high school student in the TV show is a friend of, it seems like, everyone. He's constantly there, and he kind of helps Clay out. It is kind of like, hey, you know, you should go talk to her, like, kind of buddy-buddy. Whereas he's not someone that anybody in the book actually associates with. He's a senior. He's not friends with any of these people. So that's kind of random and not something that Hannah, like, I mean, she got upset about the situation just because she felt she should have done more, but it, you know, it's not her fault. It's nothing she could have done. You know, accidents happened kind of situation, and this person was not friends with any of these people, so I don't know why melodrama, you know, kind of situation. And then there is the infamous Bryce, who, of course, raped Jessica. In the TV show, he rapes Hannah. Well, in the book, they have sex, but it's not rape, to be honest, because she did not say no. She did not resist him. She did not, there was nothing violent about it. It was not anything more than a stupid hot tub incident. In the TV show, it takes place at his house at the end of a party, but in the book, it takes place at Courtney's house, which is 2 houses down from a place that she's supposed to be watching for some friends of her, some family friends or whatever. And she's not really into it, but she doesn't, like, it's not, like, forcible, you know what I mean? So it's honestly just bad sex, not a rape situation, personally, from reading the details and the way she's talking. So by that point, she had basically just given up on herself and life and didn't really care. So that's not his problem, that's her problem personally. So I don't know. You can call me out on that if you want, but if you read the scene, it's literally, she admits that she's just given up and she doesn't care. Just doesn't care. And then the last one is Mr. Porter, the teacher slash guidance counselor, who she goes to kind of vent and talk and, you know, see where she's going with her life. But she doesn't want to give him any details. She doesn't really want to talk to him. She's honestly, you can tell by the conversation that she has given up and she doesn't really care. Like, she doesn't want to be there. She is just going to go through the motions, basically to have another reason for her audio tapes. It seems like, reading the book. She does that whole bull crap like she did on the TV show, which is where she goes out of the office, shuts the door, and he doesn't come after her. So she's like, he let her go, which is, he's not going to run after every student who leaves his office. You know, it's bullcrap. I'm sorry, no. So some of the differences, again, I've listed off some of them as we went along, but in the TV show, the big major difference I felt was she slit her wrists and she did it the right way. Anybody knows anything about suicide, you know what I mean. But in the book, she actually just took pills, which is actually more, I hate to say this, is actually more common amongst female suicide. I don't want to say victims, because if you commit suicide, you're not a victim of suicide. You're, you know, a victim of mental illness. But anyway, so she commits suicide by taking pills. Then one of the other differences was there is a character named Sky who pops up a few times throughout the TV show, pops up a couple of times throughout the book. She works in the coffee shop, Monet, in the TV show, and she was at one point friends with Clay, and they stopped being friends, apparently, which she was kind of bitter about. But in the book, she does not work at the coffee shop, and she was actually his 8th grade crush, and she pops up a couple times. He finally, at the very end of the book, yells out to her to like, hey, Sky. Basically, you can tell to like go have a conversation with, you know, her finally throughout the entire thing, and his finally throughout his entire life, I guess. And so, also on the TV show, it's an extended period of time. You can tell it's multiple days. And you also have all the characters kind of, have all gotten the tapes, and they're all kind of conniving and kind of scheming to stop him from making the list go any further, because he's 11, which would leave just Bryce, and then the counselor, but they're like, well, we know he's not going to take it to Bryce, he's just going to take it straight to the counselor, and that's going to be the end of the end, which is what does happen in the TV show. But in the books, he again is number 9, and he does go along with Hannah's general idea. He packages them back up and mails them off to the next person on the list. But again, like I said, it's a series of days on the TV show. In the book, it was literally one night. On the TV show, they have him like kind of like running around all over town, like distraught and on his bike. In the book, he actually just rides around off and on the bus in different stops along Hannah's map. In the book, which does kind of make a difference, because like I said, you know, those characters don't really, the people that have already done this don't really know that he's the one that's got it yet, and they have like don't have conversations with him or interact with him really. What was another one that I thought was a good difference? Talked about that. Oh yeah. Honestly, like I said, the reason that I thought it was bullcrap in parts, because her reasonings, most of them, like I said, were pretty lame, stupid, adolescent bullcrap that we all go through. We all have rumors. We all have bullshit talked about us in high school. It happens throughout life. And it's something that I think most females have dealt with. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying it happens. It happened to me. I know it happened to my friends. So it's just something we deal with. But like I said, one of her reasons, basically, she stated was people didn't care enough that she was just going to go ahead and do it anyway. And she even admits to herself at one point on the tapes that no matter what anyone does, she's given up on herself. And it's the end no matter what. So, again, it was an interesting read. It's an interesting series. I'm not going into season 2 because that's not the book. It's literally just season 1. So, take this as you will. Anyway, guys, I had fun. I hope you did too. If there was anything that stood out in this and you want to discuss the issues, put before you, comments below. Start a debate. Go for it. And as always, if there's a book that you're interested in but you haven't had time to read it, comment me. Maybe I'll read it and tell you about it. Or if I have already read it, I'll let you know. See you next time, Spice. Bye.